Hey folks, John from Complete Technology Solutions, your friend in the computer business. So today marks one, I got to tell you guys, I cannot tell you how excited I am. If you look down there, you'll see that we finally got over the 500 sub mark. Yes, I cannot thank you guys enough. You have no idea what that means to me. I love this channel. I do this because it's something that I've always wanted to do, and it lets me share a few of my technological adventures with a few of my friends out there. So I'm hoping you guys are getting a kick out of it too. And today we're going to play with a toy that is very, very, very close to my heart and one of my favorite toys by far. Here we go. All right, guys, so as you can probably see by Stumpy here, we've got a couple of our Oculus friends up here on the bench. Now, I want to go through these a little bit just to kind of show you the evolution of the wireless products. Now, a lot of us, including myself, had an Oculus Rift DK edition when they were first doing the development on them. The Oculus Rift, the Oculus Rift S, which by far are, they're staggeringly good. If you haven't had a chance to play with an Oculus Rift or Rift S, I highly suggest that you get one. Now, what we're going to discuss today is the wireless versions. And we're going to go a little bit through the timelines here and compare some of the stats. So I wanted to see what we're talking about. All right. So the first one we're going to talk about is called the Oculus Go. Now, this was released a few years ago as a completely standalone wireless version of the Oculus. A couple of cool things about this one. When it came out, it's got a Qualcomm Snapdragon 821 processor in it. They only had 3 gigs of RAM, and yet they were one of the most staggeringly good VR experiences you've ever had. If you ever have somebody come up to you and say, wow, have you played that VR that you put your phone in? This ain't that. This is one amazing thing. The biggest drawback to this was this controller. Now, as Stumpy can see, the controller is fine. It's actually got a touch-sensitive base up here with 4-way controls as well as a button. It's got the Oculus home button as well as a backup and, of course, a trigger. Now, you get one control with the Oculus Go, but it was a great control for the games that were offered. By the way, if you ever get one of these and they're still for sale, Face Your Fears, one of the greatest games ever. I have yet to have somebody at the flea market get out of the bird one without screaming at least one time. So you owe it to yourself to try that. So overall, it was a fantastic little system. By far, and I will say even up to today, these were the most comfortable face pads ever. All right, it was very, very cool about that. Now, there were a couple of minor drawbacks to this. The first drawback being is this was a single fast switch LCD board in this. So there's one board all the way across the front, and that's actually what you're looking at, but it's split into 2 lenses. So there are some games that would still make you a little bit nauseous, but not too terribly. So these were great. Then we had something that was groundbreaking and revolutionary. Now, as most people know, the Oculus Rift, you actually had to plug into your computer because you needed that video card's processing power, and you needed that processor's power, and you needed all that juice that you could muster out of a PC until the Oculus Quest came along. Now, we're going to give you a close look up on Stumpy. Now, I have got a few upgrades on this Oculus Quest, including this leather headband and this rubber face shield. Now, I will tell you that the thing is, the games on this are so much fun that you're going to want this rubber face shield because you're going to sweat. There's no way around it. They're that much fun. Another thing about this, guys, and this, they literally reshaped everything. So instead of having one controller, you actually got standard hand controllers for the Oculus, and I'll show you that. And these are interchangeable with the Rift and the Rift S. But what was super cool is no wires. You could set your boundaries as big or as small as you wanted to. Now, most of you guys know on the Oculus Rift, the original version, you had a big old long wire and you were tethered to your PC. Now, the Rift S did eliminate that, but you're still, because of the headset, tethered to your computer. So you don't have to have sensors anymore, but you do unfortunately have to have a wire to the computer. This eliminated that, made it wireless. And then, as if that wasn't enough, this marvelous company came out with what they called the Beta Link cable. And what this was is, if you look at the side of this, you've got a Type-C as a charging cable on this. That Beta Link cable plugged into the Type-C and then into the Type-C of any PC that had it, and you could play the Rift games on your Quest, and they were just as good. Unbelievable upgrade. Now, a couple of the actual inside technology. Remember, you were talking about a single lens on the old Oculus Quest here. However, on the Oculus Rift, but on the Oculus Quest, you actually have a dual OLED 1600 by 1440 display, which means that all of that fuzziness and all of that, nausea and stuff started to go away. This became something that you could easily play for hours and hours and hours at a time, which made it really good that you were plugged into a PC because you'd take the batteries down in that period of time. But fantastic. And now, finally, my best, newest toy. Check this out, guys. And we're going to see this all together. This is the Oculus Quest 2. Now, this is, when I ordered this is the 256 gigabyte version. This is the bad boy. And I wanted to have the best one. When I heard they were releasing these, I ordered it the day that the announcement came out. And I had to wait 3 months to get this. But we finally did. And you and I are going to open this up together. So, taking a look at the box, I kind of like the coloring on the front of the thing here. It's kind of smooth and cool and all that stuff because, heaven knows when you're playing these things, these games get a little bit crazy. So, all right, we'll take a look at the back here. And as you can see, it's got a few of the basic games listed. The Climb is a fantastic game. Jurassic World, I've never seen it. Beat Saber, if you've never played Beat Saber, you owe it to yourself to get in there and play Beat Saber. So, Population 1, never heard of that, and Horizon, never heard of that. So obviously there's a few more games we're going to have to look into. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to move these amazing systems, which, by the way, though we have the new, are still not irrelevant, which makes it, that's good. That means you've got a fantastic product if that's the case. All right. And, one thing I'm noticing, and this just may be me, but this feels lighter than this. And I know that could have something to do with the display that's in this. The Oculus Quest 2 actually uses a single fast switch LCD board for the video. And I know that those are typically lighter than the OLEDs that are in this one. But let's take a look inside this and see what it looks like. I cannot tell you how excited I am, guys. This is really cool. All right, cracking this bad boy open. Now, one thing I will tell you that I just noticed on this box, guys. So it tells you everything that's in here. It looks like it's got the batteries, the headset. It comes with the batteries, that's nice. Power adapter, glasses spacer, and the charging cable. But if you look in this corner, and I'm going to zoom this in, you have to have a Facebook account. Interesting. Very interesting. Well, we'll see. Of course, I do have one. And since Oculus is owned by Facebook, then, yeah, that sort of makes sense. But I thought that was strange. By the way, the Facebook app on the Oculus, which was still in beta up till recently, is actually pretty cool. You have a table that you sit around with all of your friends if they've got VR, and you can pull pictures or videos anywhere out of your library in the form of a globe, and you put it in the middle of the table and it explodes the entire surrounding area with that picture. So it is pretty cool. If you've never seen it, you want to take a look at that. All right, so let's crack this box open. All right. Now, the first thing I'm noticing a little different, the Oculus boxes have always been very well designed, kind of like a you guys have seen the boxes for like Apple, they go all out on those things. Same thing with Oculus. This one is a little different, feels a little flimsier, but this looks, oh, guys, look at that. Okay, I take most of that back. This is pretty cool. All right, so the controllers are now white. That's really cool. Let's see if they actually feel any different. One thing I'm noticing, guys, and I'm going to try to get this on Stumpy here. You see the size of the control panel in here. Now, this is where all of your buttons are and your thumbstick. Look how much wider this is. And I'm willing to bet that's because, and that's another thing. All right, whenever you're making a fist inside of anything that's virtual reality for Oculus, you're clamping down on this button right here. You're clamping down on the trigger button, and your thumb touches just the inside of the controller. And I'm going to show Stumpy. So you clamp here, here, and it touches right here. You're not actually hitting a button. There never was a button. It's like a little touch sensor. However, on this one, clamp, clamp, and there is clearly a thumb button right there, or thumb pad. So that is going to make grabbing things a lot easier. That's something I really do like. That's pretty nice. Now, this has got a pull tab. I'm assuming that means that the battery is pre-installed. Let's take a look here. And yeah, little cheapy alkaline, but it is installed. Okay, we'll pull that out. And that should give us some battery. And then we'll go ahead and set that there. We'll pull out the second one. There we go. That should give us some battery. All right, let's check out. First thing I want to look at is this charging cable. Now, I actually have the beta link cable over here that I use for my Oculus Quest, and it's great. I hope that this is the same kind of cable, but it looks like it is not. It is just a regular straight through cable. However, there's no reason for me to think, and even after reading reviews and such, there's no reason for me to think that this won't use the same beta link cable that that one did. If by some chance it doesn't, I'll update you in the future. But all right, so there's the charger. Pretty straightforward. All right. Let's get to the meat and potatoes, shall we, guys? Oh, okay. Couple of cool things. First off, that padding feels amazing. One of the reasons I put the rubber padding on the Quest was because it was a real stiff foam rubber. And since it wasn't very comfortable on your face. After a period of time, you could develop tension headaches right up around your temple. This, however, feels a lot like the original, and it's actually even denser. It's like a dense but super soft foam. So I really, really like that. That's going to be something I'm going to get into. I can tell you that now. So here's your lenses. You actually don't pull these covers off until you pull until you're ready to go. And this is the spacer for the eyeglasses. Now, I have effectively worn these with and without glasses. I wear them at, for close-up vision. So if you're playing an Oculus, you definitely want to wear your glasses if you've got any kind of, and it seems to scale. I mean, what's real is real. So if you see depth, it'll scale. If you see close, it'll scale. So, but I've never had to actually use the spacer. So I've been pretty lucky with that. But all right, I tell you what I'm going to do is we're going to go ahead, I'm going to jump into this thing, and we're going to take a look at some gameplay on it, and then we'll be right back with you, and we'll see how good it does. Here we go. All right, guys, so here we are inside the home. Now, I had to set you guys notice as you get a little closer here, your boundaries. I'm a little, you guys can see me inside here on the camera here. I'm a little close on my boundaries. But I got to tell you, I have never seen anything this clear. I mean, it's amazing. And the DPI on this stuff and the refresh rate is insanity. Look at these controllers. Now, let me show you something that's kind of cool. And I'm hoping you guys can see this, but you see how close they are together? Now, as they touch, there. As you can see, like, that's dead on. That was never quite perfect. I mean, it's tracking that well. So, all right, so let's go ahead. Let's take a look at see what we've got in here. Now, a lot of this stuff hasn't actually been installed yet because this is on my account, which, by the way, you guys can actually see. That's me up there. Let's see here. If you ever want to join me on an Oculus game, just let me know. Let's see what we've got that's actually pre-installed, if anything is. All right. Blah, 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 blah. Looks like we've got some of that. This is our home. By the way, there it is, guys. If you ever want to see me on the Oculus, there's my username. And that's my cool avatar, so you can't miss it. All right, so this menu has changed a little bit. You've got anywhere from the home, store, browser, social, and TV. So I just want to go, let me see. We got 3 installed just to take a look at it. Let's go to whatever hands is. Oh, this uses your hands as controllers. Oh boy. So we're going to put this down. Put your controllers down. Okay. Now let's take a look at this. Holy cow, guys. So you pinch to select. Now I want you to see what I'm doing with my hand here. See that dot moving with me? We're going to pinch to select, continue. Pinch and hold to scroll, okay? So let's see. So if we want to scroll, oh, dude, check that out, guys. That's insane. Can you scroll both at once? Looks like you can scroll only one at a time, and it's whatever happens to be the dominant hand. So you can change it, but it's only one at a time. Okay, so let's check that out. Now, that's a little different than the other one, but that's okay. All right, let's take a look at this. All right, so use the Oculus button. So the Oculus button is to pinch 2 fingers together. So we'll pinch these 2 together. Is it these 2 fingers? Okay, look at which hand has the outline, or in this particular case, the control. There it is. Whoa. All right, guys, this is insane. Look at that. That is too cool. All right, so let's go ahead and go out of here. All right, hold your palm eye level Press your thumb and index finger until the Oculus icon fills up. All right, did you guys catch that? So right there. And they don't have to touch. You just have to be close. Look at that. Wow. Guys, that is too cool. So you can actually navigate through your menus right here. Like you can go here and go to the store. Wow, this is too much. Look at that. Whoa. All right, so we're going to go to done. Now look at this. We're in the control here of the store. So like, let's say we want to scroll up. Okay, this is too much, guys. And this comes pre-integrated into this system. So, man, I really wish I had another one to install. But you know what? We'll go ahead and do this in the background here. Let's look at, let's go back to our apps. And I want to show you, okay, now First Steps is installed. Let's take a look at this. Now, they used to call, there's another one on the Quest that was actually, oh, it wants you to switch controllers. So, for some games, apparently the hand controls will work, and for others, they won't. So we're going to reach down and grab the controllers. All right, here we go. Let's take a look and see what this looks like. First Contact. That was actually the game that, it was more or less, whenever you started any of this stuff, that was the game that you played to kind of learn how to grab things and manipulate them. So let's take a look and see what this one looks like. Now, I don't know if you guys are getting the audio out there. If you are, cool. And if not, that's okay. I'll describe it for you. All right. Looks like we got some trees growing around us here. Big old waterfall. That's pretty cool. By the way, guys, what you're seeing is actually, I recorded this from the settings in the Oculus. You can actually set it to record a video for you. And I'm curious to see what that ends up looking like, but we're going to find out. Holy cow. It's like a little intro. It shows you all around. And I also don't know if you're going to see the little red dot up in the top right, but that's what that is. Oculus. All right, so we'll run through this real quick. And if you guys have a desire to at some point in the future, I'll play some of the games. I have a bunch of them on here. Oh man, these bands are so much more comfortable. You know, you can't actually see it, but they're just way better than the other hard ones. All right, tutorial, ready to explore. Here we go. There's our hands. All right. Look at that, guys. Now I'm going to try something. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, but the cool things about the boundaries, if you poke your head outside of it, I want you to watch closely. Now, I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but we'll see. If you can't see it, what it actually is it turns all the cameras on in grayscale and you can see it. Press all the glowing buttons with your thumbs, okay? There we go. Look at that. Holy cow. Remember what I was telling you about being able to touch down on the side of the panels? That's actually putting the thumb down, and it's a lot more convenient. And here's how you do it. So down, trigger, barely touch. Look at that. Wow. Button. Let's push the button. Look at that. Look at that, guys. Look at that. Catch it. That was terrible. How about a paper airplane? Look at that. Ooh, what's this? Oh, look at this. Oh my God, an RC blimp. Here it comes. Oh, everybody remember these. Grab this and let the rocket go. Yep. Tetherball. Awesome. All right, so to kind of give you guys an idea, the resolution on this is so much higher than the Oculus Quest. It really is, and it is going to be a lot more comfortable to play for longer periods of time. Insert both plugs. As you can see, this is obviously not the optimal play area. And I'm not going through all these guys. I just wanted to kind of get a view of what it looks like. Oh, nice shot. Here we go. That one was kind of like the first contact. Oh, we got to select some guns here. Oh. Check these out, guys. Woo. Gonna go wild cowboy on these things. Yes, I'd be a lot more accurate if I actually aimed like this. Piff, 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 piff. Okay, fine. This is awesome. Throw your guns away. Select a different gun. Look at this. Oh, okay, this is officially cool. Guys, the hands are vibrating. You can actually feel the impact of this thing. Oh, look at this. Okay, let's try this other gun. Is this just one? Yeah, this is just one. So straightforward shooting. This is too cool. It's actually very accurate too, guys. Too much. All right, so we're going to go back to the main world here. Look at this. Exit cartridge. Bam, and out we go. Still, I got to say, I do like this. Little blimp thing is cool. Now I'm going to have to start looking for little RC cars and stuff because that's pretty neat. All right, guys. Holy cow. Anyway, we were talking about as far as being able to get into your the record. It was under the sharing icon, under recording. So now if I hit record again, it stops the recording and has saved the video. Now, in order to access this video, you plug the Oculus into any computer using the charging cable, and it comes up like any other drive on your system. Too cool. There it is, guys. This is evolution in action when it comes to VR gaming. A lot of us have been around since the beginning days of VR gaming, and it was stuttery and steppy, and it would make you sick or nauseous, and it wasn't very clear, and the headsets weren't very comfortable. But as you can see, the evolution of time has brought some amazing products. This is by far the most amazing VR headset I have ever seen, and I have played them all. This one will go down, actually, you know what? This is going home with me. This one will stay down here at the flea market if you guys actually want to see it or play it, and this one kind of lives here. We also have a Rift S that lives here as well. But there is no comparison, guys. The clarity on this, the brightness of the screen, how crisp the images are, how well the controllers move, and that ability to track your hands and use them as controllers, man, I can see a world of fun games to go with that one. That's going to be awesome. Well, thank you for watching, guys. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate everybody that watches and helps out this channel. 500 subs, it's amazing. It still baffles me that anybody wants to see me, much less 500 people. So thank you guys very much. I will be back with another good video. I think we're going to do another one of those trash to treasures. We got a review to do on a case why not do it? So you know what, the next video, we're going to give you a sneak peek. That's what it's going to be. Have a fantastic week and a great weekend. If you happen to be here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, come on by and see us. We got big plans for Halloween weekend down here at the flea market, so come on down and see us. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.